Hello everyone. I hope today's morning session was good. I hope everybody were able to do all the asanas. So now we'll have a discussion on the basics of yoga and topics related to yoga. Since we are celebrating 21st June as International Yoga Day, so this program is to create awareness on the yogic knowledge. So first, I'll start with the topic yoga. So what is yoga? According to it is derived from the Sanskrit word yuj, which means union. So, what are we uniting here? It is the union of Jivatma with the Paramatma. It is like uniting our soul to the selfless soul, that is God. So, this is the meaning of yoga. And as you all know, Patanjali Maharshi, he is the founder of this yoga. And in his Yoga Sutra, Patanjali Yoga Sutra, he has mentioned a phrase which says, Yogas Chitta Vritti Nirodha. So, what is Chitta? Chitta is our mind, and Vritti is like the ripples in the water. So, Yogas Chitta Vritti Nirodha. So, our mind is like water, and we will have all the confusions and all the other chaos in our mind. So we need to cross this level and we need to win over our mind in order to be a good yogi. So this is the actual meaning of yogas chitta vritti nirodha. And when it comes to our mind, see, our mind basically has trigunas. As you all know, triguna is like rajasic, tamasic, and sattvic. All the three elements are present in our mind. It is not like one person is only sattvic and other person is only tamasic. It is not like that. It is like a person has all these three qualities in him. So a person may be like 70% rajasic and he might have a 30% tamasic qualities in him. So it is like if we have sattvic nature in us, it is like it is better to lead a good yogic life. And tamasic is the opposite of that. It is like motionless. The person who is more tamasic is more lethargic in work, and he is always lazy. He does not do any work properly. And rajasic is the action phase. No, he is very much active in doing all the things, and he is more interested in performing activities. So this quality, it should be in the middle phase. The first, it should be sattvic, and then rajasic, and then tamasic. And when it comes to yoga, yoga has 8 limbs. That is why we call it as ashtanga yoga. So what are the 8 limbs of yoga? I'll just brief them out. The first is yama, niyama, asana, pranayama, pratyahara, dharana, dhyana, and then samadhi. So we have to follow the same order in order to attain the last, that is the samadhi state. We need to train our body first, and we need to make it strong so that it helps us to control our mind. And what we do is we sit for meditation, and after 15 to 20 minutes we can't sit properly, like we arch our back, and we feel that discomfortness in our body. So in order to overcome this, what we have to do is first we have to strengthen our body, and that is why we practice asanas first. And later phase we practice meditation, and then we can reach samadhi sthiti. And the primary goal of practicing yoga is to have a self control. And one more thing is we need to get out of this confusion state, because see, now at least we have this free time because of this pandemic situation, and once our regular schedule starts, we'll have a lot of work tensions, exam pressures, and the job pressures, family pressures, and lot more things, and we'll have a lot of confusions in our mind. And we do it in a systematic way. We first salute to our gurus, and then we start with the prayer, and then we do asanas, and then meditation, shavasana, and then we close with the chanting prayer. In gym, it is not like that. We just get in at whatever time we want. If I'm free at 5 o'clock, I'll go evening, or someday I can go in the morning and finish off my work. And see, this is to some extent, yeah, it is helpful for gaining strength and endurance and fitness. But on the other side, when it comes to the personality development and the behaviorism and the mannerism, it is always yoga which is helpful in any of the situation. So I feel yoga, even if you're doing exercise or gym, if you're going to the gym, it is okay, but practice yoga at least at home for half an hour daily. You can practice surya namaskara, or you can practice any of the simple asanas, the standing asanas, and then you can practice pranayama, which is really helpful, especially in this COVID situation. And we'll be facing a lot more situations like this in the future. Not only corona, like even in the future, after 2 3 years, we may get some other virus, some other variant, some other mutation of this the same virus. And in this situation, what we need to do is we have to practice. We need to increase our lung capacity. We need to increase our immunity. So yoga helps a lot in this process. And when it comes to the streams of yoga, I'd like to mention the four streams, the four basic streams of yoga. That is, one is Raja Yoga, Jnana Yoga, Bhakti Yoga, and then Karma Yoga. See, Raja Yoga is called as the king of yogas. That is what we did today morning is the Raja Yoga. That is like the Hatha Yoga portion. We do a lot of physical asanas, and then we strain our body. So this is Raja Yoga. And Bhakti Yoga is the path of devotion. That is like surrendering oneself to God, and then like He is everything, and offering our salutations to God, and performing our duty. So the next one is Gnana Yoga. It is the path of knowledge. See, what we do is what we are getting now is just the bookish knowledge and the bread earning knowledge. So this is not what we should be getting right now. We need another, we need more spiritual knowledge. So Gnana Yoga tells us about the spiritual knowledge. And then the last one is Karma Yoga. Karma Yoga is work, path of action. So as we all know, in Bhagavad Gita, Lord Sri Krishna only told like karmanye varikaraste mapaleshu kadachana, which means do your perform your duty and then don't expect the result. So this is the most important line in Karma Yoga. I hand over the topic to Darshan for this topic. Yeah, Darshan.
Hello everyone. So there are many benefits of yoga. You can't just classify them as 5 or 6 benefits, but there are a few important benefits which will really help you in a long run. So the first one is yoga improves your strength, your balance and flexibility. The slow movements and the deep breathing increase the blood flow and warm up your muscles, while holding a pose can build strength. So the next thing is yoga can help in those who have back pain. It will help them to relieve the back pain. As yoga is good as basic stretching for easing pain and improves mobility in people with lower back pain. Then yoga has many heart health benefits. First one is it will reduce the stress level of the overall body, and the body-wide inflammation contribution to the body-wide inflammation contributes to the healthier heart. So several of such benefits are very useful for us. The next one is yoga relaxes you, so that you can get better sleep. In Then yoga can also help you lighten your mood and can pump out more energy inside you, so that you can have a really nice day. Then yoga will help you to manage stress. As we know that stress has become the leading cause of many mental health issues like depression, then unstable mind. So yoga can really help people who are facing such situations. Yoga can also reduce chronic pain. Few of them, the millions of people around the globe who have chronic illnesses like arthritis, then chronic back pain. So this performing yoga and yogasanas could really help them, build their flexibility and improve their health. So the main part is pranayama. Pranayama or yogic breathing in yoga, which focuses on controlling the breath through breathing exercises and techniques, would really help to improve one's breathing capabilities, and it can increase the lung capacity of the performer, so that they can easily overcome any breathing difficulties. Yoga will also help in relieving migraines. Migraines can be really severe and they can be recurring, so that that will be very suffer. No, many people suffer due to the recurring nature of migraine. So if you practice yoga on a daily basis, it can really help you mitigate the problems related to your migraine. So that's it. These are the main benefits of yoga. So I'll hand over the mic to Kiran.
Which the yogis imitated in order to gain their strength, yoga postures have a number of unique features which set them apart from other forms of exercises. They stretch and relax muscles and joints, creating a pleasant feeling of relaxation, increasing flexibility and promoting the free flow of energy through the body. They nourish and tone specific often neglected organs and glands by directing the flow of blood, lymph, and mental concentration to that area. Hormones secreted by endocrine glands control our physical, mental, and emotional states. By balancing these hormonal secretions, yoga asana promote optimal physical and emotional conditions. They enable the practitioner to divert the flow of energy to higher centers in the body, giving control over desires and subtlety of awareness. Through the use of breath, they purify the blood and promote calmness, concentration, and depth of perception. Through the use of balance and motionlessness, they promote mental steadiness and calm. Through the strengthening and cleaning of the organs of eliminating, they make the body free from toxins and the mind clear. Through the use of concentration, they promote mental stability and perception. This is a restful pose that claims the brain and the health and also helps the brain to relieve stress and fatigue. Surya Namaskara is one of the best asanas and it has 12 powerful sequence of yoga poses. Besides being a great cardiovascular workout, Surya Namaskara is also known to have immensely positive impact on body and mind. Next is Garudasana. This balancing pose helps stimulate fresh blood flow through the body by squeezing pressure points, giving the body a jolt of immunity boosting fluids. The squeezing motion in the legs and arms help to boost circulation and release toxins. Trikonasana, physically, this pose is strengthening for legs and core, but it also helps to open the hips and release the tension in the shoulders. Trikonasana, also called triangle pose, stretches the fascia around the lungs, helping with breathing. Ardha Malsyendrasana, half spinal twist pose, is one of the best and most important asana in Hatha Yoga. It has huge amounts of benefits which cover all body system. Dhanurasana puts pressure on your belly, which in turn strengthens the digestive system and immune system.
Talk to Medha for the yogic practices during this pandemic situation. So what do you have to tell about this?
So, good evening, everyone. Am I audible properly?
Yeah, you're audible.
Okay. So, as basically the previous speakers told, anxiety and stress can manifest in many different health conditions like high blood pressure or your breathing issues or the muscle tension, etc. And that shows us that stress is a basic element which causes all the health issues and it triggers some nervous systems and stuff like that. In that situation, yoga can help us to stay calm. The postures and the asanas of yoga help us to reduce the muscle tensions, the joint issues, and help us relax. That will result in a relaxed mind. So it will lead to, we take less stress when we are relaxed. So there are a lot of yoga poses which help us to manage our BP levels and anxiety levels. Yoga also teaches us to regulate our breath, and that can make us feel relaxed and at peace. So why should we choose yoga during the pandemic? One of the best lifestyle habit you can choose is actually yoga during the lockdown and pandemic period, because you do not need anything else. You just need yourself and a clean space to do yoga and an instructor or someone which you get like easily. You don't have to go out and stuff like that. So yoga basically helps us to build a strong physical, mental, and spiritual health system. So when combined with breathing and meditation, it acts as the best element to take care of our whole self, not only our body, also our mind and the soul. There are very different kinds of yoga that can help us stay physically strong and also mentally balanced. It could also be something that we can use to motivate others in our family and also in a social circle. And it helps us get through these tough times. Like just like a normal walk in the park or a 30-minute hardcore gym exercising, like Sir told, yoga has its own flavor and benefits that it brings to the table, which can be it can be performed by all age, people of all ages, and it provides you with a holistic sense of health, like a whole, it gives you the whole package, not only single, going to gym gives you basically physical health, and you have to do your own diet. But yoga, it brings like a holistic sense, which is required during this time. And this is not only someone who's practicing from a long time, it is not only told by them, it is also research proven. For example, at the Loma Linda University School of Medicine in California, they did an analysis of lung rehabilitation treatments, and they determined that following the yogic breathing, the three-part yogic breathing or pranayama, and stretching in the asanas or gentle movements which we coordinate with the breath, they are very important for recovery. So this study was actually published in the Physical Medicine and Rehabilitation, and it recommends a series of breathing exercises depending on severity of symptoms, which will help rebuild the respiratory muscles that can be taken hit by the COVID-19 virus also. So this is how you can use yoga to during this pandemic to bring about a whole physical health, mental health, and also it helps you build your motivation and to stay motivated during all this time. Thank you.
Yes, so today I did like yoga after a really long time, like years to be honest. I did it back in school. So in the morning I did, right? Today I had a lot of tests and all those things. I felt like really energetic and not so tired as I normally am during lockdown. So that was like something that I noticed for the first time. And yoga is like stretching and all, it's normally good for your health, even if you have arthritis and stuff. It helps you to recover. It helps recovery process. It helps us therapy and the whole breathing. And sir made us do this we're like breathing and having the eyes closed, and we focus on each of our body parts like one after another. That helps to have like better control and movement. That was all I found it really helpful in that aspect. That's thank you.
Why should you guys practice yoga? So is there anyone who can answer this? So it is an open question. Just raise your hand so that I can unmute yourself.
Sir, so as NCC cadets, the basic motto of NCC is unity and discipline. And I think by following yoga, we follow certain steps, certain protocols there, the lifestyle changes will be there. So that helps us to maintain discipline in our life. It creates a schedule that we can follow, that will not induce any stress, or it will not lead to any tensions and stuff like that. And we also need to stay fit to partake in all the activities that we do from NCC and generally in the life also. But as NCC cadets, we are required to stay fit and stay healthy, or be on top of our games at all times. So I think yoga will be the best option to actually achieve that goal, to stay fit, to be able to perform all the exercises, the physical activities. And now during the pandemic also, NCC cadets are actually volunteering for different stuff. So they will need they will need to have the mental ability to handle the stress of the volunteering stuff. So yoga can also help with that, because we relax ourselves, we cool our minds and stuff like that. So that will help in keeping our minds under control, and it will help to cope with the stress also. I think that will also be a main.
Yeah.
Thank
Okay. Very good, Medha. And one more girl is Priyanka. You can unmute yourself.
Yes, sir. Adding to what Medha said, according to me, yoga is important because as NCC cadets, we are expected to be fit, not just physically, mentally too. When I say mentally fit, yoga, what I think is yoga helps in organizing our thoughts. And when we can do that, only then can we help others. And of course, fitness and discipline, that's what it helps us achieve. And that's why I think as cadets, we need to practice yoga.
Okay, so I think all the cadets know the importance of NCC. And apart from that, so I would like to send a message to the youth, to especially students who are studying in +1 and +2, and also in the undergraduate courses of different colleges. In order to build the nationalism, so it is very, very important. So even as you all know, JSS Academy of Higher Education and Research so received the NCC opportunity under FSF scheme, and that is a fully financed self scheme. When the Prime Minister called to increase the strength of NCC, so without burdening the government expenditure. And of course, we took this opportunity from the 13 Karnataka Battalion NCC Mysore, my office Mysore, just in order to give an opportunity to our students. At the same time, so the student has to utilize this kind of opportunity, to build, especially if they are interested to join army. There are a lot of provision after completing their NCC B certificate and C certificate. So apart from that, so there is a lot of direct and indirect benefit. So once, after completing B certificate and C certificate, so not only their career improvement will be improved, so it also gives, the kind of strength, and they can lead a disciplined life. Okay, and they can volunteer themselves for the societal work, and also it builds the nationality among themselves. So overall development can be achieved if he or she joins NCC through the different activities during the course of time. And of course, there are a lot of advantages, and also that depends upon the cadet's interest, how he is going to or she is going to explore the opportunities. Okay, and a lot benefit can be received. So again, it depends upon the cadet, but definitely he can make use of it. So during the course of when he or she joins NCC. And not only that, just I would like to say this thing. We have been doing this yoga pre activity, training activity, and motivating others to do also. And it doesn't mean that so the yogic program and yogic practices should not be restricted to the International Yoga Day. And it doesn't mean that we are doing this since it is approaching very fast. Okay, so in every walk of life, in every day-to-day life, so one should adapt the various sections of the yoga. It may be pranayama, raja yoga, whatever the disciplines we have in the yoga. So then only life will be very beautiful, and we can come across with any kind of challenges in the life. So I think definitely if one follows and at least practices at least 10 to 15 minutes in a day, so definitely it gives a lot of result, and life will be more productive, I think.
Yes, sir. Thank you so much, sir.